The Poco X8 Pro is 1/3 of the price of the Galaxy S26 Plus, but it is not so obvious to me that Galaxy is a better phone, especially in aspects like battery life. The Poco X8 Pro has a 6500 mAh battery, whereas the Galaxy has only 4900 mAh. I'm going to put that into the test together with camera and performance today. Despite having a larger battery, Poco is not much heavier. Based on my scale, the Poco X8 Pro weighs 202 grams, while the Galaxy weighs 190 grams. They both have an aluminum frame. The back of Galaxy S26 Plus is glass, with a camera housing having a triple camera, while the Poco is made out of plastic. The camera housing has two cameras since it lacks a telephoto one. They also added LED lights around the camera module. This can be programmed for different use cases. For example, I set it to act like a notification when you put your phone to take a photo on a timer. The Galaxy is larger with a 6.7-inch display, while the Poco display is 6.59 inches. They are both 120 Hz. For brightness, I tested them under direct sunlight, and it did seem to me there is not a visible difference between the two. The Galaxy has an advantage, and that's having an ultrasonic fingerprint scanner, while the Poco has an optical one, which is usually a bit slower and slightly less reliable. One thing Poco is much better at though is the PWM rate. It is 3840 Hz compared to 480 Hz on Galaxy. That means your eyes will be less strained from a slow refresh of the screen if you go for Poco. For the camera, the Poco has two cameras, an ultra-wide and a wide camera, while Galaxy has a telephoto camera too. The main camera on Poco is a 50 megapixel f1.5 26mm 1 divided by 1.95 inches, while the Galaxy is 50 megapixel f1.8 24mm 1 divided by 1.56 inches. The first obvious thing is that since the Poco is 26mm, you are always slightly more zoomed in on the subject. Also, as you can see, Maria's skin tone is very different. The Poco makes her more yellow and Galaxy goes completely pink. Generally, I found Poco color science to be very close to Leica Authentic on Xiaomi phones. It is contrasty with deeper blacks. The Galaxy has a magenta tint and is more vivid with raised shadows. I took this happy mugshot of mine to show the contrasty look of the Poco, but also thank you for 100,000 subscribers. This one shows what I mean more with vividness. The Galaxy S26 Plus, which I'm using the Exynos variant here, has very vivid colors, while the Poco is more muted, but also more true to the tone. Also obviously, since the Galaxy sensor is larger, you can get more background blur and bokeh on the Galaxy compared to the Xiaomi. Of course, if you want even more background blur, you can use portrait mode, as I did here. I would say the Galaxy is processing the hair slightly better in this shot, but Poco is also doing it properly. The other interesting thing I found in this 5x zoom photo is regardless of the fact that Galaxy has a telephoto camera, the Xiaomi is low-key taking a better photo. It is not completely surprising since the Galaxy telephoto lens is low resolution and small in sensor size. For ultra-wide shots, though, I do find Galaxy having better quality, as you can see here. For selfies, they both did a good HDR processing. The difference is more in skin tone, where the Poco is again having more of a warmer tone, while Galaxy is pinkish. For low light indoor shots, interestingly I do find Poco doing a better job here despite having a smaller sensor. I did assume it should be the other way around. Even at night, I find Poco photo quality much better. The Galaxy has this haze on the photo that doesn't make Maria look great in it. Write down in the comments if you agree with this judgment. For video, they can both do 4K of course. Galaxy can go up to 8K too, and here the difference is Poco exposed Maria more, while Galaxy is focusing on preserving highlights. One big limitation that I didn't find amusing on Poco is that the selfie camera cannot do 4K, which is strange to me. For performance, Poco is sporting a 4nm MediaTek Dimensity 8500 Ultra chipset, while Galaxy is sporting a 2nm Exynos 2600. Just know that 2nm and 4nm are simply marketing terms and have no meaning. For Geekbench, the Galaxy got both better single-core and multi-core scores, but Poco numbers are also respectable. It is on the higher end of mid-range phones. I also ran 3D Mark Wildlife Extreme, which tests the performance of 3D and gaming. Here, the Galaxy got 42 frames per second on average, while Poco got 25 frames per second. There is a twist here though. The Galaxy temperature raised 7 degrees Celsius during the 1-minute test, which is a lot, while Poco only raised 2 degrees Celsius. It is not only in benchmarks, but for example, when I tested Google Meet for an hour and then measured the temperature of the back of the devices, Poco was noticeably a few degrees cooler despite being a smaller phone. Heat often is a sign of battery consumption too. To test the battery life, I did everything you saw in this video, plus playing 2 hours of YouTube and putting phones on 8-hour standby while connected to the same 5G and Wi-Fi network. At the end, after 5 hours of heavy use and a screen on time, the Poco had 52% battery left, while the Galaxy had 34% battery left. I definitely would trust Poco to have a full day battery compared to the Galaxy. Of course, camera, battery, and performance are not everything. A lot of people pick Galaxy phones for the operating system and OneUI. The Galaxy is running OneUI 8.5, while Poco is running HyperOS 3. On the surface, both of them are on top of Android 16, and you can get a similar look and feel and even functionalities. Poco has one issue in my opinion though, and that's being a bit bloated with ads here and there. For example, if you click on the weather widget, you will see ads in the weather app. Or there are a lot of apps pre-installed that send notifications to install apps like Temu. Of course, you will be able to remove those or block them, but by default, they do exist and it is hard to always ignore them. Another thing is that I do find OneUI having better AI features. I love the AI Select that you can pick from the slider. It does a screenshot parts of your screen and you can use it to copy text, edit it, or translate it. Overall, I don't think Galaxy S26 Plus is worth the money if you only look at the hardware. It is an expensive phone. Yes, you get a glass back, a not so great third telephoto lens, a slightly larger main camera sensor, and of course OneUI would be the main selling point. You do get better performance, but the price is higher temperatures. On the other hand, Poco X8 Pro is better priced. In most places, you can get it at least half, if not 1/3 of the price of Galaxy S26 Plus. The battery life is amazing, the phone heats less despite having respectable performance, and the PWM of the display is better compared to the Galaxy. Another thing that you can do is pay something between these two phones and go for Galaxy S26 or iPhone 17. If you want to see how those two phones compare to each other, you can watch this video next. Thanks for tuning in to Tecmo, and I will see you in the next one.